Good morning, my friends. Marty Ware here from Marty's Garden, and welcome to another video. I know I've been away for a little bit, been having a little bit of a break after going crazy. You know, I was making 2 videos a day at one stage because I had a lot to talk about to do with cost of living and farming and all those different things. But today, something that's really sort of getting on my goat and something that I've been involved in is this cost of living housing crisis. And I see it consistently unfolding, and it's, you know, they're only talking about it 10 years later since the problem has been occurring. And look, it was over 10 years, actually it was over 10 years ago now, where I thought I was going to be basically homeless. When I come back from Thailand, my daughter was only just over a year old. She's over 18 now, and the issue was around then. And it's really sad. And it started around here when they started introducing Airbnb in, see, because all the little granny flats and all those little units and things like that and rooms in houses and stuff, they all just disappeared really quick. And they got rid of people, kicked them out, said, yep, it's easier to run an Airbnb and it's much faster, it's more profitable, I can pay my house off. Now, I sort of get why people did it, but from a community point of view, what they did was, in this country town where I live in the Byron Shire, they pushed everyone out. All the people that worked like in the bars, the hotels, in the cafes, all that type of stuff. And what happened was, the Argentinians moved in. They really did. And you know, I'm not knocking them, good on them, you know, like they got their own cost of living problems. They had to bail out of Argentina and they moved up here to the North Coast and the Gold Coast and started working in all the hospitality jobs. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And then they didn't mind sharing bedrooms and things. There's whole like Facebook groups about sharing bedrooms and sharing rooms and things like that. And look, they're expensive. They're up to like $350 for a room with, you know, a shower and toilet sort of thing. And look, I gotta be honest, I can't believe that it's just taken them this long, and it's taken them this long to look at the issue and get it even into the media. How long is it going to take them to fix it? Now, I've thought quite a few times that I was going to end up homeless, as it was becoming harder and harder to get a place, and I got displaced and I had to move all the way down to Port Macquarie out of the Byron Shire, my home, where I'd spent more than 2/3 of my life, 3/4 of my life actually, at that time. And it was pretty scary, you know. I was seeing people getting pushed out of their homes because the families had to move other family members in because they had nowhere to live. And so it's a pretty tough one, right? And I really struggled with that, and I thought, hey, you know, this could be me with my daughter. You know, I've been raising my daughter on my own for a very long time, you know, until recently. You know, I'm married now, and we've got this house. It's a rental, but it's a long-term rental, so I'm able to build a nice big garden here and save a fair bit of money by growing our own food on site. And yeah, you know, I've just got to show you this sunrise. It's just absolutely beautiful. How cool is that, guys? I know I am very blessed because God provided me with this place, and it was like winning the lottery. It really was. And the chickens here are waiting for me to feed them. I might just let them out for a minute until my wife gets home. She's doing night shift, and they like to come out, and they'll come out and eat a bit of grass. So yeah, we got a bit distracted there with the chickens. So I'll give you an example. A friend of mine, I just spoke to him, and when I first moved here, I was pretty much like a homeless kid. I was like 17, and I was living in a tent in the back of someone's yard down at a place called Broken Head near the beach. And you know, a mad surfer and stuff, and I just love being in the countryside. I just do whatever I could, and I ended up meeting a friend named Greg, and he gave me somewhere to live. And I'll never forget that experience of him offering me a home where he had somewhere for me to live, because I was pretty much homeless. So I know what it's like, and that was by choice. I'd left home and didn't want to be in Sydney anymore. But he's been in a rental since 2007. Now, he was a single dad himself and brought up a child, and he's a grandparent now, and he just found out the other day he's got 3 months to move out of his place, and he lives in the Byron Shire also. And the lady above him's been crying all day. They live in two separate spots, upstairs and downstairs. And he said that, yeah, he's really worried, because there's nowhere to live. This is the thing. And if you're like on a pension or something like that, or low income earner, single parent, it's even harder, because there's so many people competing for these places that have got like dual jobs. You know, you've got couples that are both working together to make a really amazing living. Well, not an amazing living, it just looks better in the paperwork, you know. Check this out. That is so cool. And I really feel for him, to be honest. And the lady upstairs that lives above him, she's a single parent, and yeah, where do they go? You know, like I said, I had to move down to the Port Macquarie, suburb of Port Macquarie, a place called North Haven. It was beautiful and everything, but I was displaced. No family around, only just on the long weekends when they used to come up to their holiday house. That's why I went there. And it was, look at this. Whoa, lots of limes on there. 2/3 of the price of living around here. Now, this place, we're very lucky. The rent is reasonably priced, but the rents around here are absolutely just crazy. And man, I don't know if most people could even afford it. So I'm pretty worried about my friend in that situation. And in the old days, he could have probably went in and rented a caravan until he found somewhere else. Now, even these caravans, they're really expensive. Even putting a tent up in a caravan park, because it's been taken over by the big four, is really expensive. So I do wonder how people sort of get round this stuff. And there's just so many things going on. And now they're talking about, now this is the big story, the foreigners coming in, and they're talking mostly about the Chinese buying up all the land now and housing. And I remember someone saying that they own a lot of Sydney and they don't even live in the houses. It's just absolutely just beyond compare that this was allowed to actually happen. Like, I spent a lot of time in Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia. I spent time living in Thailand. Now, you're not allowed to buy land there as a foreigner. You're allowed to buy sort of like condos and things like that, but you're not allowed to absolutely buy land and own land. Now, in the Philippines, my wife, she can own land. I can't, unless I create some type of corporation, which they've only introduced in the last year, which I think is a silly thing to do. But pretty much around the world, you can't buy any land. There's a couple of places where you can. And look, the rich are just taking advantage of that, and things just keep pushing the prices up higher and higher. I wish I had solutions for it. I wish I had answers. I've been listening to talk show radio and stuff like that, and my mind is just getting blown on how big this is. But what I'm saying is it was over. So look, 15 years ago was when I first realized it was that bad. I was like, hang on. Especially when I come back from Thailand, I didn't have any references, any house references. Totally forgot all about that stuff. I never lived in the city for years and years, and we had to come back and live in Sydney when I got back from Thailand, and I got a job and all that stuff, and we were just really lucky to get a place. So I wish I had solutions for it. I wish I had answers. But, you know, the government's got a lot to really do here, and they really need to pull their finger out. So I would really look at these things and see what policies are coming in place. and who's actually going to have a go at fixing this problem, because man, we're going to end up with a lot of homeless people here in Australia, and yeah, it's going to end up like a third world nation. And this is just one part of the cost of living crisis, right? The chicken's gone in underneath into my garden there. He's gone in hiding. I want them to come out and feed a little bit, but I've got to feed them now, so I'm going to head off. I'm going to be talking about other topics. There isn't a lot of gardening going on here. It's just so hot, so I'm really just caretaking what I've got growing. But we do have, itchy nose, we do have some compost stuff coming up, because we're getting our compost certified up at 560 Farms in Lismore, which is about an hour's drive from here. And you'll be seeing some stuff, more than likely, we decide to show it up there on the 560 Farms, Pepe Fassos's place. So stay tuned for that, guys. And I know it's just a bit of a rave rant sort of thing, but you've got to get these conversations going, right? Talk about these things. You just never know where they can lead. Have a great day. Happy gardening. We'll see you at the next video real soon. Bye for now.